What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. Alright, so before I get into this video, I want to give a big shout out to longtime subscriber William Kane for the $10 donation via the Cash App. Leaves a message says, for the content. Glad you like the content, brother. Truly appreciate the monetary gift from you. Salute to you. Alright, so I want to show another example of Stephen A. Smith's spitefulness and how when you do anything as an athlete, generally as an athlete, if you do anything to get on his bad side, he will show how spiteful he can be. He will weaponize his bully pulpit to try to demonize you. I talked about this in my video on my Too Raw for Sports channel. I gave evidence. You heard the audio of how when Doc Rivers was terminated last year, but I feel that last season. Well, I guess now it is last year. When he was terminated last year by the Philadelphia 76ers, Stephen A. Smith and all of them were blaming James Harden. At that time, James Harden was an easy target. Now, he's not such an easy target. And when you combine that with his animus toward the Milwaukee Bucks, now all of a sudden this is Doc Rivers' last chance. Everyone's dumping on him. Now he's he's an overrated, terrible coach. It's all about narratives. So anyway, Stephen A. Smith, who we have to remember, once said, quote, "You don't want to make an enemy out of me," to athletes. He said that before. Anyway, he was on Real Time with Bill Maher, and they were talking about Nepo babies in sports. You know, basically, the children of athletes or the children of sports-related individuals, people who are involved in sports, who are in the position that they're in more because of who they're related to, rather than them having earned it. And this is what Stephen A. Smith said.
Business. There are no Nepo babies in sports. Bronny James, everybody wants to see him play with his father, but he will not get on that team unless he absolutely earns it. I have total trust that the 600 people who play in baseball, or whatever it is, 400, 500, and best, are the best in the world.
Right.
Am I right?
You're right. You're right about it if you're talking about the athletes. There's certainly Nepo babies in the front office. There's Nepo babies in the coaching staff.
Right.
Stuff like
Everywhere
that.
else.
We got to think about that in the world of sports, but not when it comes to the athletes. Here's the reason why. You're performing in a public platform. You don't get to suck, and the audience is going to ignore you. You're not getting away.
Well, and they want to win.
And they want, they want to win. But for example, one of the rare occasions where that happens, Giannis Antetokounmpo for the Milwaukee Bucks. His little brother is on the roster and gets no playing time whatsoever. That's the closest thing you can point to a
right.
Nepo, but that's about it. You got to be able to play. And like with Bronny James, here's the interesting part about that. I think that kid can play. I think he's got potential. Is he there yet? No, but I think he's got the potential to be there. But LeBron James went front and center from day one and said, I want to play in the NBA with my son. Yep. And because LeBron James is still elite, averaging nearly 25 a game at the age of 39 in his 21st season in professional basketball, he's such a moneymaker that the thought of LeBron James coming to any franchise, even if it's just for a year, you're thinking about the financial windfall from all of that. And if LeBron comes there and all we got to do is get Bronny James, you never know who might decide to do that. But in the end, if Bronny James makes it to the NBA and he ultimately survives in the NBA, it will be because he can play, not because of his dad. So you're absolutely right.
First of all, nepotism has always been a part of sports. All right, I'm not hating on Bronny, but I'm going to make an assumption that the attention that he gets from the media is not going to be proportional to his talent. But I wish him the very best. I do. But nepotism has been a part of sports for forever. This isn't new. a third, if I'm not mistaken, over a third of the NFL coaching staffs, over a third currently feature the head coach's son on that staff, right? But he mentioned that, you see that in staff and in the front office. But Damian Lee, who played many years with the Golden State Warriors, is Steph Curry's brother-in-law. He's married to Steph's younger sister. You don't think that had something to do with him being with the Warriors? Now, Damian Lee is a better player than Thanasis, but I can give you somebody who shouldn't have been on the NBA roster at all. Had no business being on the NBA roster, even more so than Thanasis. You remember Keljin Blevins? Never heard of him, right? Keljin Blevins is currently not in the league. And he played 48 games for the Portland Trailblazers. He averaged 2 points, 1 rebound, shot 29.8% from the floor, 28.8% from three, and 54.5% from the line. Had a PER rating of just 3.8 and an effective field goal percentage of 38.5. I think that's even worse than Thanasis. He is Dame Lillard's cousin, and that's the only reason why he was on the Portland Trailblazers. So, Stephen A., cut it out. Nepotism is alive and well in the NBA as well as far as players are concerned. You just use that as an opportunity to shit on Giannis again. And this is what I'm talking about. They don't like the Bucks, man. They don't like Giannis. They don't like him. I think part of it's his personality a little bit, but I really think what it is the Bucks were not part of the program. They were not supposed to win a championship that year. Giannis was supposed to go help either join LeBron or some other superstar that they prefer, or that Giannis was supposed to go with the program and go to a large market, like Miami or something. Instead of praising a guy leading a small market and making him relevant, they're punishing him for that. Now saying all of a sudden he got to win more than one title. But it was okay for Dirk to win one. When Dirk won one, they said his one ring meant more than other people's 2 or 3. But for whatever reason, Giannis, who had a more dominant individual run than Dirk, somehow, his ring don't mean anything. But anyway, that's all I got to say about it.